Hello everyone, SirMonkeySuit or Zabby here, back again with Hunter x Hunter. In the last couple episodes, we have Gon and Killua that have been making their way up the Heaven's Arena Tower. They are now up at the 200 level, which it was revealed that you can now use weapons from this floor and you don't get paid from this floor onward either. It's just strictly for the glory of, killing other people, I guess. Which is good for Hisoka, who is now turned up there. He's been, killing time and other people, I imagine, waiting for Gon and Killua to turn up. And when they got to that floor, he used 10, I believe, is the name of that technique, where, basically keeping them away because they weren't ready, as Hisoka had said. But luckily, we have been introduced to someone called Wing, who is teaching like a little kid named Zushi, who knows about all of these techniques revolving around Nen, I guess. So yeah. In order to get through, Wing has to teach Gon and Killua Nen itself, so that it can, it give you a sort of. Oh no, Nen is the aura that's pushing them, keeping them away, right? It's 10 that you need. 10's the shroud and protection, right? I got mixed up. Wrong way around. So yeah, they need to do that within 3 hours, because otherwise, if they don't get back there and through by 12, I think that's the last time Killua can actually apply for this tower, because he keeps leaving and whatnot. So yeah. Other than that, I don't think there's anything else to really talk about. So we're just going to get in episode 29, see what we get. So without further ado, let's go. Okay, episode 29. He's using Nen to keep control of his spinning tops, and each one hits like a hammer. So great, that's awesome. And he has 10 of them, right? Jesus. I mean, I guess he can he can block them a bit, but it's still like a physical attack. It's not just straight up Nen, so it's gonna give him physically it's gonna damage him like every time he gets hit. So it's just dependent on how much he can actually take, but also the fact that every time he gets hit, obviously it's gonna be 1 point, right? Now I can't remember what the fucking, you see, because I didn't write these down. I should have known that this would be something that came up, but if I just put in Hunter x Hunter Heaven's Arena rules, because this has got to come with everything that I'd need to know, right? Okay, so winners are determined by knockout, technical knockout, or by points. 1 point is awarded for any clean hit, 2 points are awarded for a critical hit, and 1 additional point is awarded for every time a contestant knocks the opponent down to the mat. And then once they earn 10 points, they'll win by technical knockout. Alright, okay, so alright, I'll write that down then, just so I fucking know. 10 points. TKO. Yeah, that'll do. Yeah, so if every clean hit, I imagine, I guess it's possible to not get a clean hit with one of those things. Because I'm just thinking maybe it's not as simple as just what kind of counting down here on my fingers. It's like every time he gets hit, well, he's got 9, right? You can't get hit 9 times again. But like I said, I don't know what really counts as a clean hit though, because it could be if the one of the spinning tops skims his arm, I guess that's not counted as a clean hit. I don't know. Does it have to be something that visually affects Gon in order for it to be a clean hit, I guess? I don't know. But yeah, so at the very beginning there, we had obviously Wing that was teaching Gon and Killua the basically the deliberate way and the aggressive way. So the deliberate way is doing it over time, allowing you to get I guess a more to get more control and more of a handle over Nen, because obviously you've had more time to adjust to it, whereas the aggressive way that obviously these two got given, which was forcing them into opening their micro piles, is what they're called. So like essentially paws that release all of the aura and stuff that were, they were closed before. So yeah, it's just basically forcing them open. And for that reason, I guess they don't have as much of a hold on Nen at all, really, because they really have 10, and they know how to use that, kind of. I mean, I feel like 10 is more of a 10 doesn't seem to be something that can be controlled more than it's just a it's like a passive, like in an MMO or something. It's like something that's always there. So it can protect you for a certain amount, I guess. I mean, Wing did mention that over time you'll eventually be able to use it in your sleep and stuff. So I wonder if there is a way to kind of, I don't know, manipulate your paws so that they, also that if you were to leak that aura, that maybe you would be able to handle more. But obviously it would drain you a lot more, and you'd become fatigued quicker. But yeah, I mean, I'm still waiting on the on these little fine details about how it works and stuff. But yeah, so yeah, Ahsoka essentially saved them from 200 in a way. Which I'm not surprised. And again, like he sees potential in them, so he doesn't want them killed yet. So yeah, him basically forcing them away to learn this before they come in here, as a way to to keep them from dying right now, so that he has the opportunity to do it eventually. So yeah, it was sort of revealed that that's what Illumi was using as well. He was using Nen in the exam when not touching Killua but affecting him, and that's basically revealed that's what he was using at that point. But yeah, it makes sense, all the purple aura and stuff like that. It's kind of like a visual cue in a way. Yeah, so Hisoka was demonstrating his control over Nen when Gon and Killua actually got through, and it's like, Hisoka was essentially saying, it's like, yeah, you've learned how to, you've opened up your paws, so you can, you don't get affected by Nen as much, because your 10 or whatever it is defending, basically protecting you from Nen, essentially. But I think the point that he was making was that he has control over it, whereas they don't. So all it takes is for I still think all it would have took for Hisoka to, he could have killed them if he wanted to with Nen, if he just focused it more. But I think the idea was to just get them, because I think Hisoka's sort of role in this is to allow them, allow the kids and whatnot to do their own thing, and not protect them from every danger, but to give them because I guess he knew that if they had gone in here without the use of 10 or anything regarding that technique, that they would die immediately. So yeah, we got the sort of, I guess, the rules of the 200 mark on in the tower, which seems to be, but it's just a completely different way of I guess, fighting. The rules are different. Everything's different 200 onwards. You don't get prize money. It's all for the glory. You can have use of weapons and things like that. So yeah, you need 10 wins. And if any of those, if you lose 4 within those 10 wins, then you're suspended, or I guess you're disqualified and you're gone. And you also have to fight at least once every 90 days, I believe that's what they said. And you can do it on the first day or the last day, it doesn't matter, but you have to fight at least every 90 days. There's floor masters, 21 strongest, 1 on each floor. They did say 230 to 250. So where's the extra 1 come from? I guess that's the 250th one, because then that accounts for the extra one, right? Because then you would have 230, 231, 232, 233, 234, 235, 236, 237, 238, 239. Yeah, 240. So there is an extra one that will be the 250th. That makes sense. So yeah, there's 21 then. Alright, so yeah, there's one on each floor then. And if you defeat... So yeah, you get 10 wins and that's on each floor as well, right? So you need to get 10 wins on each floor and then you get to battle the floor master of that floor. And then if you beat them, you become the floor master and then you have access to join something called the Battle Olympia in like a Coliseum type place. And I don't know where that takes place. It wouldn't surprise me if it's like on like up above. You know what I mean? Like above everything. But yeah. So that's interesting. I don't think that's what they're going to do, but I don't know. I mean, it just depends because the things have changed. Basically, when she was reciting all the things that you can do by winning and stuff on this floor, or on the 200 floors or whatever, that Kilowatt and Gon sort of things changed, or at least Kilowatt's did. They just kind of wanted to use it for training and not really going that far to Battle Olympia. And Gon was just like, oh, I just want to go fight Ahsoka anyway, you know what I mean? So it doesn't seem like that's where they're heading towards. Like, they don't want to go and fight in the Battle Olympia. But, I mean, I guess it could end up in a thing where they just end up there anyway. Just because, I don't know, they've managed to win against one of the floor masters. So yeah, I believe it is you get a choice to go to Battle Olympia if you become a floor master, right? It's not like if you take out all the floor masters and you get to fight there. I don't think that's the case. I think it's just that if you become one of the floor masters, then you can. Or is it if you become a floor master, you get to fight someone at the top, and then if you win that, because there's something about being at the very top where you get the penthouse, right? So I think it's if you beat him, whoever has that. I didn't write that down, so forgive me if I can't remember. But yeah. So anyway, yeah, we got sort of introduced. I mean, they kind of just rolled up and started acting dickish, but those three, Guido being one of them. I fucking hate Guido, he's the worst. But yeah, so Kilowatt pointed out that they must have been they must have gotten injured when they came in and they got that treatment that Wing was talking about. And that's the reason, I guess, why one of them has weird eyes. I don't know, maybe he got sort of semi-blinded or something, I don't know. Guido just looks fucked beyond belief. Like, it's like, it wouldn't surprise me if, like, his respiratory system fucked up and that's why he's breathing through this tube thing. They cut off his fucking legs, so now all he has is one stump. And the guy in the wheelchair, obviously, same thing. He's just been put in a wheelchair because of it. I think that's what Kilowatt was getting at when he mentioned that. I could be wrong though. But yeah, so Gon's going up against Guido, who's got 4 wins and 1 loss. So, I mean, it's still very positive. I mean, he wins 80% of the time. You know what I mean? He's got a pretty decent record. But yeah, so I wonder if the 1 loss is why he's fucked up. I could be wrong, but I don't know. But yeah, so Wing basically had mentioned as well that they should have taken 2 months before having their first fight, so it would allow them to train and get a bit more acquainted with their Nen and whatnot, so that would help them out. But of course, Gon being Gon's like, nah, fuck that, I'm going straight in. And because of that, I can almost see Gon getting his ass handed to him, but I don't know, because it could go anyway. We don't know. And yeah, that's all I've got for that episode. Very interesting. I can't wait to see what happens next episode, because obviously we're going to get into this fight. And if the whole episode takes up that one fight, then we'll see. But yeah, that is all I've got for episode 29. So thank you everyone for watching. In the description below, I've linked certain things. One of them is the Discord. If you want any information regarding my content, you can get yourself over there. You can also come talk to me in the community as well. And Patreon. I do have a Patreon. If you do want to support me on Patreon, it'd be very much appreciated. There's a bunch of different tiers and rewards depending on how much you want to support me with. So there's the early access tier for $5 a month. That gives you access to shows a week early. And you get 4 episodes of Hunt x Hunt every week. That's 2 on Monday and 2 on Friday as well. So if you're clamming for any more reactions from Hunt x Hunt, that's where you want to go. $10, that's the full length. That gives you access to my full length library. Everything I react to gets a full length. Exclusive tier, that's a $15. That gives you access to a bonus show I'm currently reacting to, which is 7 Deadly Sins. So if you want to see my reactions to that as quick as possible, that's where you want to go. $50, that's the elite tier. Every time you pay $50, you get a choice of a show that you want me to react to, and I will react to it. It will go at the back of the list, with 7 shows. Might take me a while to get around to it, but I will do eventually. But if you don't want to wait that long and you want your show to be reacted to next, and you want to get God tier, which is $100. But that is all. So thank you for watching. I'll see you all next time. Bye bye.